Some people use them to hold hors d'oeuvres together. Kids make scale models of famous buildings and bridges out of them. And some people actually use them for their primary purpose, to remove food caught between their teeth. What are we talking about? Why, the humble toothpick, of course. Logs. Big steamy logs are delivered to this factory. They're the raw material from which the toothpicks will be made. The heavy logs are lifted by grippers and placed into a Bob Barker. The log's bark is usually worse than its bite, so the bark will be removed so only the bite of the wood is used in the toothpick. The machine works by shaving down the log to create a piece of wood that's perfectly cylindrical. Sometimes the machine will be left on overnight, creating a log that's perfectly circular. If the machine is left on for a week, the log will become a point, and eventually cease to exist. This machine turns the log into blinds, which will eventually become toothpicks. Most blinds are made by simply failing to make toothpicks. A roller rolls up the blinds to form a billet. According to dictionary.com, a billet is a non-military place where soldiers are lodged, so this step is extremely confusing. The billets are carried to a puncher. The punches press the billets together to compress them into one very hard toothpick per strip, to ensure it doesn't break apart while in use. The punch either works very rapidly or is super excited. Maybe it's both. Only a true puncher will be able to tell. The cut toothpicks fall down a chute which drops them into a slide that spills them into a cylinder. If you think this looks like fun, it is. If you listen very closely to the drum, you might be able to hear the cries of toothpick excitement. They sound like this. Wee. As the toothpicks spin through a sifter to remove broken ones, guests touring the factory are welcome to test their endurance with a good old-fashioned toothpick squeeze. Peter here, thanks to his experience with chocolate, is the reigning champion, able to do this without bleeding. Perfect toothpicks are given this depressing treatment because just how excited can anyone really be about toothpicks? The toothpicks are carried by automatic packagers, which count and divide the toothpicks using a very, very slow machine. Toothpick factory owners are extremely desperate to find a faster way to count their thousands of toothpicks. Each toothpick box holds exactly 650 toothpicks. Meanwhile, the factory floor and machinery contain about 10 trillion toothpicks. Some toothpicks are wrapped individually for usage in restaurants, airlines, and other businesses. As you can see here, These toothpicks are destined for Air Canada, meaning they will almost certainly arrive to their destination 3 hours late.